Probably not entirely, but there are things that we can do to actually get as close as possible. And those would have to do with making sure that we build in flexibility in the workplace. So the sense that people feel empowered enough to make the environment their own. So whether through very flexible furniture solutions, for example, what I call micro-architecture. So it's spaces within the overall space. Then it's really about paying attention to the way in which users can control things like sound or temperature or lighting or even smell. And so while the physical space might not be so diverse, you can, if you do provide controls, allow for an experience that actually feels tailor-made for everyone. And I think that's how we can find the right balance. Some of the applications that I find are helpful are the ones that allow you to really take advantage of everything that a flexible workplace has to offer. So understanding through an app the full suite of workplace typologies that are available, making sure that in a scenario where there's desk sharing, that you understand which spaces are occupied or not occupied, or even where you can find your colleagues, generally speaking. And that's an area where I think it's important to have technology. I think where we're also seeing interesting advances is in measuring user occupancy of certain spaces. And going back to a presentation we heard earlier this afternoon, if you get a space that's used 60% of the time, it's really, really successful. Where you can only get to those conclusions if you're, to some extent, tracking how people are using spaces. And I think, companies are looking at optimizing real estate so closely that, in fact, it is important to get a sense of how well spaces are used, and on that basis, set the stage for making continuous improvements on the space.